Give me the massage. Slowly, so. Slowly, Nielsen.
Yet another morning. Managed to get on the feet. Oh yeah. That's it. Can't stand fully up straight yet. It'll take a while, but just about. Oh yeah. Okay.
You want me to stop?
Yeah. Yeah, the painkillers definitely and the Valium definitely make a difference. It's just back almost to the first time. It's going to be more difficult having a shower today. I think morning call's going to come. That's why my tummy was so rumbly. Not immediately, but oh, that's the real pain. Oh, yeah, gee. Ah, just in there. Oh, yo. Ah. Oh, yo. I'm up. Oh, boy. So tough. Morning routine. Oh, yeah.
Hmm. It's a bad news.
It's good, Sunaka-san. It's actually good.
Really?
Yes,
How
really.
good? How much you're paying out of 10?
1.
Really?
Yeah. Hello, I'm Neil. I'm an 80-year-old retired health professional, and I'm passionate about sharing what I've learnt over my 35 years of clinical experience, and I'd love to help you overcome pain, ill health, and get you back to a better standard of life and some more mobility. I started as a myotherapist for 3 years full-time. I had another 3.5 years of Chinese medicine training, and I also trained as a Tai Chi teacher. Now, at 80, I'm in pretty good health, and I actually feel younger than 80. So despite my 6 spinal fractures, my osteoporosis, my long-term chronic fatigue, which kept me from working for 3 years way back, my severe anxiety, panic attacks, agoraphobia, and a full-blown nervous breakdown, today at 80, I feel good. My health overall is excellent. I'm very active. I walked about 6K today. Last month, January 2026, I walked 204K for the month, which is one of my better months, and I love being active. So the film that you saw today showed my effort to get out of bed and to stand, and I wanted to illustrate to you that I do know pain. Pain's a funny beast. I've been studying it so full on since 2018, when I finally had to retire from private practice, and also had to retire from my 35 years or so of teaching at tertiary level. In those years since 2018, I've tried so many different techniques to help overcome the pain. Now, I use the term chronic pain. Nowadays, someone took me to task last week actually and told me it's not called chronic pain anymore, old man, it's called persistent pain. Okay, persistent pain, if that's what you prefer, I'll go with that. But pain is such a strange beast, and my pain is not your pain, and your pain is not my pain. So, although I will share the techniques that have worked for me, I can't guarantee they'll work for you, but I'm confident that I can improve your pain, and if my past experience has been correct, I can improve your pain quite markedly. Now, a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, and any advice, well, I don't give advice. Okay, I don't give advice. But the information that I share is intended to be just for general education. I'm not prescribing, I'm not diagnosing, and I do ask you, if from any of my videos, my YouTubes, you want to take up some of the things that I suggest, check with your GP beforehand. And even better, if you do have pain and you don't yet know the cause of your pain, please go to your doctor and have the doctor rule out anything medical. Now, pain in my case, the cause is obvious. Someone's pressed on my spine, there's a loud crack, their hands sort of went down through, felt like they'd gone through to the floor, and CT scans and x-rays show fractured vertebrae. But you can have pain from internal conditions. You can have pain caused by cancers, by spleen dysfunction, by liver problems, by possibly a benign prostate if you're a male. There are medical causes. So if you've never checked out the cause of your persistent or chronic pain, please do so. Now, what I shared was how quickly I was able to overcome what was a pretty serious event, that sixth fracture, and there was no medication involved apart from the very first acute phase. I did take diazepam, Valium, very low dose, 5 milligrams, for possibly a week. If it's of interest at all, I do keep medical diaries. I can go back through, I can tell you exactly what medication I took and for how long, but it was only in that initial phase. After that, it was all natural. I used heat packs, I used ice cup massage, I took supplements, I changed my diet to be as anti-inflammatory as possible, I meditated, I used laughter therapy. Thank you, Billy Connolly. I love my Billy Connolly. Makes me laugh no matter the pain. And as the video showed, it didn't take me too long to get to a point where I could be up and meeting that milestone of making my partner, now my wife, coffee in the morning, giving her a massage if I was seated, and eventually being able to walk again, and then to ride in a car, October, so May to October, before I was able to get into a car, and then make a trip out of town for a special treat that my partner did for me, which was a night of glamping, glamorous camping in a tent at a beautiful spot in the Victorian countryside. So in this journey, I'm going to share with you all of the techniques that I've employed and that have worked, but I'm also going to go into every aspect of pain. And once we get through the pain modules, I basically have a course that I used to teach up until very recently on overcoming pain naturally. I'll take you through all of that video by video, and then I'll go on to all sorts of other areas of health, medicine. I'm a medical nerd. I read medical journals every day, and I write newsletters for my partner's health business. And in those newsletters, I try and give layperson explanations of new medical science, all types of stuff. So my background, as I said, I'm not a doctor, but I did have 7 years of tertiary health training. And my original training at RMIT, which later became a university, but at that time was doing more technical training. The head of school was a nuclear physicist, and for the first year we did not touch a body in a physical sense. We just did hard science. So we did anatomy and physiology and chemistry, and in the second year biochemistry and physics, including quantum physics, because the head of school was a nuclear physicist. So I'm pretty good with my quarks and dark holes, and if you want to talk quantum physics, I'd love to talk. We did anatomy, physiology, and later I studied pharmacology, pathology, with the same pathology teacher that trains the doctors here in Melbourne, my hometown. But my Chinese medicine training took me into a different field at all. We're dealing with abstracts, with qi, Chinese herbal medicine. And then my Tai Chi studies, I studied Tai Chi as a martial art. And that led me to Indonesia, where I not only studied remedial massage with my 3 mothers, my ibus, in Yogyakarta, but I also was mistaken when I trained early in the morning, normally before daylight and after dusk, people thought my martial arts that I was practicing was an Indonesian style called pencak silat, which is a huge sport and martial art in Indonesia. And that gave me entree into other aspects of Indonesian healing. So I like to think I'm mixing the East and West. I stick to evidence-based medicine when I present Western concepts. My mentor, my medical mentor, was a now deceased professor of medicine, a brilliant man, recipient of 2 Guggenheim grants for his medical work, and a visiting professor at the University of Florida. And he left me with the one thing that he stressed. When you're talking anything medical and health, Neil, do not open your mouth unless what you say has evidence to back it. So you'll hear evidence-based medicine from me, but you'll also hear occasionally some ideas with my Eastern hat on, where I draw on what I've learned in Indonesia and from my Chinese medicine studies. So for today, that concludes my first YouTube video for this channel, Neil's Bodyworks Health. And I hope there is something there to inspire you and something to give you hope. Because without hope, we're doomed. The only way to recover from any illness is to have hope and belief and to look forward and not look back. So until next time, this is Nerdy Neil saying goodbye from now, and remember, if you have pain, I have answers. And my motto, don't sweat the small stuff. All stuff is small stuff. Bye for now.